Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem.
Let me ask you this. You talked about the family office. Can you break that down a little bit for people that they might have heard of that or they might not even be aware of that? Why was that important to do? And what's kind of, some takeaways from that?
Yeah, most definitely. So a lot of times, and people, wealth or high net worth individuals need a vehicle in which they use to make investments for multiple reasons, from either, having a clean sheet so it can raise money, having a clean sheet to leave to your state of your family, have a clean sheet for tax purposes. So a lot of people do those through family offices. So you might hear how, the Rockefellers or the Koch brothers or, any multi-billion-dollar family has an office, or how they might be invested in all these different funds. Or you might see a company get $200 from something Koch or something Rockefeller or something Vanderbilt. That's because most people make a family office, right? And they use this as a place where they can put their money, they can go raise money, and they invest for either, a plethora of purposes. So in Mr. Harvey's case, after we started doing well in the stock portfolio, he gets some opportunities all the time, but, he wasn't taking advantage of them. So whether it's, doing Starbucks with Magic Johnson in the early days, or if it's doing products in Walmart and cutting deals with Doug Miller, he has all these opportunities. And you just want to structure businesses and things a proper way to flow the right way to win. I always look for like exit, right? That's just me. So if I make a family office and I'm investing in Uber, I'm investing in PayPal, I'm investing in Lyft, I'm invested in, Coinbase, I'm getting X amount of returns per year. Well, I can go to Ian, say, hey, Ian, I'm doing 22% returns a year over the next, 5 years. Come put $1 million into my fund, come become a limited partner. These are the companies that we invested in the last 5 years. This is the companies we're investing in the next 5 years. I know you can go a 5 to a 10-year timeline or a landscape. Will you invest in my company, right? So now you see how you hear about all these people buying these companies like Jay-Z and a lot of these people, they're doing these funds and family offices. They're not just using their personal money, because most people don't use their personal money at all. So if you want to use outside money from a sovereign fund, from, multiple investors, usually people do that through a family office or some type of vehicle created via a family office. I hope I explained that properly.
No, you did. I think we got it. B, one of the things that I love about you is your vision. Every time we speak, from the first time we spoke, it was like every time you come up with a business idea, you hear an opportunity and you're like, there's something here, we can make something of this. When you came to work with Steve Harvey, you said that you were looking at people who were having opportunities right in front of their face and they were missing it. So I'm wondering, where did you get that acumen to have the vision to see the opportunities before everybody else?
I'm not sure, man. Like, I've always been, for me, like I told Ian earlier, I was a kid in school and everyone was like, I want to be like T.I., I want to be, Young Jeezy. Like, I want to be like Andrew Rockefeller, John Carnegie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a businessman. Then I found out about people like Herman Russells and the Edward Perrys of the world. So then I really want to be a black business. I want to be a black businessman. And I just I think I just put it towards listening, man. Like, I surround myself with you all been around. I try to always be the youngest person in the room. And I just try to listen. Like, I might be around y'all. Like, I know I can be the class clown to talk more than anybody, but I'm usually going to try to soak up the game. And listen. You got 2 ears and one mouth, right? So, and that's just some old Southern sayings, but it's something that I really attest to. But I'm just always vigilant, man. Like, even with investing, for me, people like, what's your investment thesis and how do you decide on what you invest on? And for me, I tell people all the time, I ask them this question, like, in your day-to-day life, what are the top 5 things that you use or that you see? Right. So everybody got an iPhone. Okay. Boom. Apple. What's in iPhones? Chips. The video. All these products in your house are Procter and Gamble. On Instagram, you're on Facebook. That's Meta. So I kind of look at things. I just feel like you have to be aware of opportunity, because everything you look at is making money, or someone made some money off of it. Like, whether it's TVs, whether it's Wi-Fi, whether it's electricity, and then everything was also an idea once. So I also have the thought that like I'm pretty sure someone was like, I'm gonna make this phone that I can talk to with a speaker and watch TV on it. And a lot of people were like, man, you tripping. But someone has to think of something first. So I just always look around because like I'm always trying to be vigilant of like an opportunity, whether it's money, whether it's, meeting somebody. And then I'm really from Atlanta, bro. So I just always have my head on a swivel. Like that's the truth, the truth of it. I can't be caught slipping. It's crazy out here. So I think it's just I'm always trying to find opportunity. And like it's just I know there's always an opportunity present. Early word always gets some worm, and then there's 24 hours in a day, and if someone else can maximize it more than me, why I said they're probably seeing something or know something that I don't. So I'm just always trying to stay on my toes, bro. Like that's honestly it.
You're a numbers guy. Can you give us a blueprint on how you decide when to get in stocks, and then at what multiple are you looking to exit?
Well, I have a multitude of ways. One, I surround myself with smart people. So like if I know Ian personally, if I know someone, like I'm probably gonna hit him. Like Ian would tell you, like I hit him a few weeks ago, like, yo, what you reading? Like just for like not even I don't even want to, just what you reading, like because he asked me what I was reading a few weeks back. So I asked questions. Like I'm gonna ask everybody. If I know Ian's doing 9 hours of research and I only had the ability to do an hour, I'm gonna talk to him. If his track record speaks for himself. So I'll talk to people, and then I read 4 to 6 business periodicals every morning. So research. I'm doing research.
What do you read?
Just intrinsic value for me, bro. Like it's what do I think? PE ratios, and then like I just I would go read, Goldman, JP. I'll go read 5, 6 different analysts' information, and then kind of formulate my own numbers. But honestly, I don't consider myself a trader. Like I invest. Like
Smart.
I'm a numbers guy, right? So numbers say the longer I hold, the more likely my risk is to go down. So I'm a hold. Yeah, most definitely. So the people ask like, how do you win or why do you win? It's because Steve Harvey, like they're like, how are you feeling with this recession? I told you about Square at 13. They're like, how do you feel about it at 60? I was like, dog, do you know how many times I've trimmed and doubled up between 100 and 2?
Then and now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so. My goal, honestly, for him, I want 100,000 shares of any stock I'm in for him. I want 100,000.
100,000.
If I can get 100,
Talk that talk.
every time it's $1, it's gonna go up, right? So for me, like all my friends gonna tell you, and this do your own research. This is not investment advice, but like me, I'm long on Square. I am a Square baby, right? Like,
this was not pre-planned. Please tell us why.
Ian is smiling.
But like for me, like I have a few that I'm long on. The reason I'm long on Square is one, Jack Dorsey, I feel like is a genius. Secondly, I feel that I use cash. I rarely have cash. How much cash do y'all have on y'all right now? I rarely have any cash on me. And then I have Generation Z. My siblings, they don't even want cash. They want
Facts.
Cash App, Zelle. And it's not that I think that I do think they're going to be number one. However, I pick top flight players in the industry. So I feel like cashless payments and processing are going to increase and go. And not to mention that we haven't tapped almost 90% of the Africa market. So once that gets tapped, all these fees and charges are just going to go up and increase. Everything's going to increase. People use their phone for streaming, from purchasing. So I just feel like Square is going to go up. Well, actually just mobile payment processing. But for me, I also double down, right? Like I like Square and PayPal. So I can't decide. So I'm going to have a little bit of both. But then
better have both.
Yeah. But then like also like Facebook, right? Like I'm long on Meta. Like I know I heard you interview the other day. You don't. However, yeah, let's talk about
to everybody on Facebook. I love y'all.
Yeah. Listen, we had a show on Facebook, so I don't have any problems. But they canceled the show, so it's all good. But however, like for me, the reason I like Meta and Facebook is because if you look at social media properties, Facebook owns 3 of the top 10 right now, currently, right? And Facebook might fall off. That's the generation. Instagram's dying, TikTok's coming. But an article came out the other day that said Instagram is going to surpass TikTok in 18 months in views. That's fine. And I understand everything about the senior leadership, and they are targeting Mark Zuckerberg. However,
Zuckerberg for sure.
I think he has a joker in the deck in WhatsApp. Y'all know me, I'm all in international business. There's not an international business person that's not using WhatsApp, right? They got however many billions of people. So they add, 300 million people use WhatsApp a few years back, $10 a month. That's $3 billion a month additional revenue just on on the blue. And I know people who do like multi-$100 million transactions through WhatsApp. So I just feel like that's like a joker in the hole. But for me, like so when my risk to know when to get in and out, to answer your question, it's research, man. Like PE ratios, I love those. These companies do these things where like they actually tell you everything that's going on in the company, called like company calls. So they do those quarterly.
People don't hop on them. Yeah.
When you got 100,
listen.
When you got 100,000 shares, you're invited.
Yeah. You get invited for less than that.
You don't even need that many. I think 100 shares.
Yeah, you can get invited for like 100, I think.
100 shares, yep.
So, and I just listen to those. And then, I mean, we all human, right? Like if I hear Troy Rashad talking and he's stumbling over his words or he don't sound believable, then I'm probably not going to,
Which doesn't happen on this show. Or
not at all. Because y'all are the biggest
liabilities.
Yeah, it doesn't happen on the show. Not gonna happen at Invest Fest. Speaking of which, man, I would have loved to drop a bomb or two coming on here, man. And also, I ain't getting no flyer or nothing, but I can promote. I got some followers, you know what I'm saying? Promote.
Listen, we gotta get the guy a flyer.
You on the Invest Fest? I'm looking at the flyer, seeing people I know. I'm like, you speaking here?
But look at that, the power of helping first and then asking.
BD,
that's a good listen for a lot.
Done deal.
Be on the lookout for that.
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem. Whole clip going up. I know they can't stand it.